All right, welcome back. So it's late. It is 1:07 a.m. as I'm starting this up. I have to review some games that took place. I have to kind of try to keep it down because everybody's asleep. So Slipknot concert tonight, so I'm not even trying the jersey of a winning team. And I watched what I could. I took notes on what I watched, and then we went out, and it was fun. It was a 4.5 hour concert, so if you're going to a Slipknot concert, it's gonna be a long one. So took a long time. Absolutely, totally mind blowing, fantastic. And then getting out of Vancouver. Anyways, all right. Let's start off with Buffalo in against the Philadelphia Flyers. So this one I saw the first two periods of is Tokarski versus Sandstrom. Early press by the Flyers, and they score. It's Kevin Hayes from Cates and Provorov at 116, and it was on a turnover, and it was a rebound that was buried by Kevin Hayes. So Philly gets off to a good start, same as they did yesterday against Buffalo. Samuelson then had a rush chance that was saved. Okposo can't bury one. The Flyers rush the other way. The shots are 8-3 for the Flyers at 6 minutes. There's a power play then for the Sabres. They score on that. Olofsson with the power play marker from Dahlin and Krebs at 8:36. The Flyers then try to answer. Sabres press with 9.5 minutes left. Tuck can't bury one on a rush. The Flyers get a power play. There was a shorthanded chance for Cousins that wouldn't go. That was killed off the Flyers press after that. But at 17:34 on a fast break, it's Bjork. He gets one from Dahlin. He hasn't taken off with Buffalo the way that I'd hoped when he left Boston. But after the first period, it's 2-1 Buffalo. Second period, James Van Riemsdyk is denied in close. The Flyers had the early jump. A penalty shot would have been awarded to the Flyers for a hand on the puck. However, the puck already went in the net, so it's not a power play. Cates gets the goal from Konechny and Hayes at 1:20. The Flyers do get a power play after that, but a pretty strong penalty kill kills that off. Sabres get a power play after that. Thompson was denied. It was good, and then they do score. Now it's right on the 2-minute mark, so sometimes these count as power play goals, sometimes they don't. Tonight it did, or well, this afternoon it did. Olofsson scores from Cousins and Krebs at 9:44. That is a power play goal. Still shows that. Thompson then scores from Skinner at 14:22 on a turnover. So Buffalo now up by 2. Flyers press with 3 minutes left. Nothing happens there, though. And then in the third period, there isn't any scoring until 14:07. It's McEwen from Lindblom and Sanheim, so that makes it a 1-goal game. You have to pull the goaltender, and with the goaltender pulled, Buffalo gets the empty net goal. It's Tage Thompson from Skinner and Samuelson at 19:28. So your final score is 5-3 for Buffalo. They sweep the season series against Philly. They go to 29-38-11 for Philadelphia. They're 23-42-11. Rough year. Your 3 stars are Olofsson, Tokarski, and Hayes. Nice to see Tokarski had a good game. Shots in this one favor Philadelphia in the first 17-10, Buffalo in the second 14-8, and Buffalo in the third 16-10. Final shots 40-35 for Buffalo. Power plays, the Sabres go 2 for 2. Philadelphia 0 for 2. Hits were 31-29 for Buffalo. Tokarski 32 saves on 35 shots. Sandstrom saves 35 out of 39. All right, moving along. The St. Louis Blues. Wow. So the Blues continue to just rack up goals. This is what the 12th game in a row now that they've had 4+ goals. I pay attention. Binnington versus Saros in this one. Early Nashville press. In fact, the shots are 3-0 for Nashville 4 minutes, and then they score on their next shot. It's Cousins from Borowiecki and Cunnin at 4:16. He buries that one in close, so it's 1-0 Nashville. Blues try to answer. They didn't get shots on that. Duchesne was denied on a fast break. The shots are up to 5-1 for Nashville at 9 minutes. Saad then has a blast that deflects high. The shots even up in the second half. There's a press by the Predators with 5.5 minutes left. Kyrou has a rush chance that deflects out. The Blues then press with 3 minutes left. They end up getting themselves a power play, and they score on it. At 17:41, it's Shen from O'Reilly and Perron, and it's right off the faceoff, right at the start of the power play, so that's not wasting any time. Kyrou then has a rush chance, but he fires high on that. Now, of course, Kairou's been struggling, so it's 1-1 after 1. Does not stay that way. Second period, it's like they went, hey, Shannon left the house. Why don't we get all the goals? So St. Louis did, and it's like they looked at Calgary getting 6 in the second period last night and went, big deal. Or the second period is just crazy now in hockey games right now. I have no idea what's going on. And again, the scoring seems to be at 80s level right now. No idea why. So first is Tarasenko from O'Reilly and Parayko at 1:11. Then it's Calle Rosen from Thomas and Tarasenko at 4:24. He is really taking advantage of getting an opportunity with injuries elsewhere in the lineup. Kyrou then scores from Buchnevich and Parayko at 9:29. Rosen adds another. from Tarasenko and Falk at 12:10, and then Nathan Walker gets into the act from Brown and Joshua at 12:49. Can you imagine if I was taking notes and trying to fit it into this little column? I would have quit. Shen then scores from Barbashev and Rosen at 16:27. For the record, Nashville did get a goal. Cunnin scores from Cousins and Ekholm at 18:47. That made St. Louis angry, so they scored again. Kyrou gets a second goal of the period from Barbashev at 19:13. So hopefully this is a sign Jordan Kyrou's fought his way through the cold spell he'd been in. Third period, the only goals at 12:09 is Dante Fabro from Forsberg and Duchesne. Just makes the score 8-3 instead of 8-2. For St. Louis, they're now 46-20-10. They keep pace with Minnesota. Nashville 43-28-5. So St. Louis did Dallas a favor and Vegas a favor as well. Your 3 stars are Rosen, Tarasenko, and Shen, and also by proxy, the Canucks. So yeah, Rosen, Tarasenko, and Shen, obviously all Blues. Your shots in this one favor Nashville in the first, 13-10. St. Louis in the second, 16-13. Nashville 10-7 in the third. Final shots 36-33 for Nashville, who lost 8-3. Power play, St. Louis scored the only one they had. Nashville was 0-2. The hits 35-21 Nashville. Binnington saves 33 out of 36. Saros saves 16 out of 20, and then Riddick saves 9 out of 13. Rough night for Nashville. And again, they should be in the playoffs, right? Right. All right. That being said, moving along. This won't be an overly long review. I need to go to bed. I'm really, really tired. Anyways, so San Jose in against Minnesota, and I'm not going to post this in the morning because then there's no point, because then the preview is up right after. So it's Reimer versus Fleury in the San Jose-Minnesota matchup. And Minnesota's goaltending seems to be a little bit shaky all of a sudden again. Talbot, not great numbers. Fleury tonight, not great numbers. But again, we'll see. It may not be a pattern. It may just be a one-off for both. The shots were only 1-0 for the Sharks at 3.5 minutes. They came out, they shut down the Wild pretty easily, it seemed, early on, but that doesn't last. The Wild did press at 4.5 minutes. They started getting momentum, and they score first. It's Kulikov from Fiala and Boldy at 6:04, and then Spurgeon adds one from Foligno at 7:29. San Jose does answer, though. It's Balcers from Bordelot at 9:38. Do believe that's Bordelot's first NHL point, and a pretty good shift for San Jose and answer, and they get that goal back. Sharks then looked to tie it. Kaprizov was denied as the Wild would press. The game was wide open, which I thought favored the Wild at this point. They get another press with 4.5 minutes left. Brodin has a wrist shot that's gloved and held. After the first period, it's 2-1 Minnesota. Second period, Nieto scores from Bonino and Burns at 1:19. So San Jose ties it. Minnesota gets the lead back at 6:37. It's Boldy from Fiala and Gaudreau. Again, Boldy's having a really good rookie season. Gregor would tie it again, though, at 11:11 from Burns and Balcers. So Balcers on the board a couple of times. Goal here, assist here, not bad. Even though I spelled it wrong there. No idea why. Third period, shorthanded goal for San Jose. Bonino from Hurdle and Milosh at 1:37, but Minnesota gets back into a tie. Who would have thought they'd be behind? Fiala scores from Ben and Gaudreau at 8:54, and it rolls into overtime. Minnesota does win this in overtime, but that means another regulation win, another overtime win, and regulation wins being a tiebreaker. So it's Spurgeon from Fiala and Gaudreau at 1:05. Your final score is 5-4 Minnesota. They go to 47-21-7 with the win. San Jose drops to 29-34-12 with the overtime loss. Your 3 stars are Fiala, Boldy, and Gaudreau. The shots 11-6 Minnesota in the first, 15-6 San Jose in the second, 10-9 Minnesota in the third, and in the overtime Minnesota gets the only shot. That's the one that matters. Final shots are 30-28 in favor of San Jose. Power plays, San Jose 0-3, Minnesota 0-5. The hits 17-16 for San Jose. Reimer saves 23 out of 28. Fleury saves 26 out of 30. So with Reimer putting up a number like that, that might get some extra starts for Kakkonen down the stretch here. I mean, you want to see what you have in net, right? Okay, next up, Toronto. So Toronto tonight had the opportunity to eliminate the New York Islanders from the playoffs, and this means that John Tavares, playing against his former team, has an opportunity to knock them out of the playoffs. Did he take advantage? You guys already know. It's been hours since this game finished. So it's Sorokin versus Campbell in this one, and it stays scoreless until 14-17 in the first. It's a power play goal by Beauvillier from Palmieri and Pulock. So the Islanders get the lead, but Toronto gets it back. It's Marner from Giordano and Bunting at 17:31. It's a tie score after the first. Second period, 31 seconds in, Bailey gets a goal. Bailey seems to be getting a lot of goals lately, for Bailey anyways, and they all seem to be unassisted, at least in my recollection. Engvall then scores from Kerfoot and Hall at 10:49 to tie it up, and then on a power play, Nylander gets the lead for Toronto from Tavares and Bunting at 13:20. That would end up being the game winner, so Tavares assists on the game winner that eliminates the Islanders from the playoffs. Third period, the empty net goal is put in by Kampf from Nylander at 19:51. That's your final nail in the coffin for the Islanders, who dropped to 35-31 and 9. So the Capitals have now clinched a spot. We know all 8 teams for sure are in the East. Toronto 50-20 and 6. 50 wins. Very good season for Toronto. The pressure is on them to make sure that they make this count in the playoffs. Your 3 stars are Nylander, Campbell, and Bunting. And Campbell having a good game goes a long way towards helping Toronto's prospects in the playoffs. Your shots are 9 apiece in the first, 12-11 Toronto in the second, 16-9 Toronto in the third. Final shots, 37-29 for Toronto. Power plays, Islanders 1 for 2, Toronto 1 for 3. The hits, 48-25 for the Islanders. Sorokin saves 33 out of 36. Campbell saves 27 out of 29. So, Toronto, they're going to end up second in that division. Nobody's catching Florida. They have to start losing games first. But, Toronto's going to finish second. They're going to have home ice. We'll see what they do with it, whether it's against Tampa or Boston. And it looks like it's probably going to be Tampa. All right, last game of the day / night is Columbus and Anaheim. No playoff on the line with this, so I don't even need to review it. Kidding, of course. It was Berube versus Gibson in this one. So Terry scores from Getzlaf at 3:17. Terry still has a chance of finishing with 40 goals this year. Bean would tie it from Roslovic and Gavrikov, though, at 4:07. So unlike the next shift, Columbus ties it up. Terry gets the lead back at 5:43. So this is trading back and forth from Shattenkirk and Fowler. And then at 7:42, Mayhew makes it 3-1 for the Anaheim Ducks from Zegers and Grant. So it's 3-1 after the first. But in the second, this is where Columbus fights their way back. Bean scores from Boquist at 1:34. And then Corrali, who's up to 14 goals. Surprises me. I didn't know he had that many. From Robinson and Danforth at 10:52. So it's a tie game after the second period. Doesn't stay that way. Third period, Zegers scores from Grant and Mayhew at 1:03. I can only assume it was a highlight reel, beautiful, fantastic goal by Zegers. Fowler then scores from Terry and Getzlaf at 3:28. That makes it a 2-goal lead. Columbus would get within 1. It's Sillinger from Voracek and Nyquist at 7:22. But Anaheim gets that 2-goal lead back in the last minute. At 19:04, it's Grant hits the empty net. So your final score, 6-4 in favor of Anaheim. A lot of scoring. They go to 30, 33, and 14 for the Blue Jackets. They're 35, 35, and 6. They're back to NHL 500. Your 3 stars are Terry, Getzlaf, and Fowler. So for the Ducks, good game tonight. For Columbus, it's been a rough road trip. Your shots are 12-10 Columbus in the first, 12-10 Anaheim in the second, 13-10 Columbus in the third. Final shots, 35-32 for Columbus. Power plays, Columbus 0 for 2, Anaheim 0 for 1. Your hits are 26-14 for Columbus. Berube saves 26 out of 31. Gibson saves 31 out of 35. So Gibson with a win. My ears are ringing so bad. Anyways, so I'm trying to keep my voice down because I don't know how loud I am right now. And I'm trying to keep my voice down anyways because everybody's asleep. I should be too. But again, if I don't do the review now and post it now, it won't get done. It'll be the same tomorrow, but it won't be as late. The Canucks game, even though it starts at 7:30 tomorrow, ouch, that won't end as late as that concert just did. It was after, I think it was 11 o'clock when it finally finished. Anyways, so there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Let me know your thoughts regarding these games in the comment section below. And again, I go to the concert today for Easter. Yay, happy Easter. And of course, it's Easter Monday, so going to the Canucks game. And then I don't think I'm leaving the house for a while after that, other than when we move. So apologies, I'm not wearing a jersey. I just figured, I only watched parts of 2 periods of this, 1 period of this, 1 period of this. Normally I wear a jersey of a team that either, I feel like I haven't worn it in a while or had a really impressive game. And I just wanted to get this done so I can go lay down and sleep for a short period of time, get back up, and do the preview for all you fine people. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a ton. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. And apparently I can be incognito. I have nobody recognize me tonight. That was weird. But again, it's a different crowd at a concert than you're going to get at a hockey game. Tomorrow night will be at the hockey game. Thank you guys again. I'll talk to you soon.